The sun rises over Subic Bay, painting the sky in orange and purple. Below, the water is calm, but a quiet tension hangs in the air. The USS Montgomery glides silently into port. This is no ordinary visit. The United States military is back in Subic Bay, but without fanfare or ceremony. This return is strategic, low-key, and signals a major shift in Indo-Pacific power dynamics. For years, Subic was a commercial port, its military legacy fading until now. The arrival of the USS Montgomery is just the start of a larger, quieter buildup. American forces are working with Filipino allies, upgrading existing infrastructure and integrating operations. This new presence is flexible, resilient, and built on partnership. The world is watching, especially China. Filipino workers on the docks sense the permanence of this collaboration. The message is clear. The U.S. is committed to its allies, and freedom of the seas is non-negotiable. Subic Bay is once again a key piece on the global chessboard, marking the dawn of a new era for regional security. The new American presence in Subic Bay is all about integration, not isolation. Gone are the sprawling bases. U.S. forces now embed within Philippine facilities, sharing resources and operations. This approach is smarter, more sustainable, and less provocative, yet strategically potent. Flexibility is key. The U.S. can scale its presence for disaster relief, joint exercises, or crisis response. The lily pad model distributes forces, making them harder to target and more resilient. Upgrades are subtle, but significant. Runways reinforced, piers modernized, secure communications installed. Filipino contractors manage many projects, boosting the local economy. The goal isn't to rebuild the old base, but to create a modern, shared logistics hub. Integration goes beyond infrastructure. U.S. and Filipino planners work side by side, sharing intelligence and training. This daily collaboration builds trust and interoperability. Filipino workers support U.S. ships and aircraft, using upgraded local facilities. The true foundation of the renewed alliance is this deep, seamless integration. It's a partnership built for resilience and shared responsibility. The return to Subic Bay is a direct response to China's assertiveness in the South China Sea. Beijing's militarization and harassment threaten the region and challenge international law. Subic Bay's location, just over 100 nautical miles from Scarborough Shoal, makes it a strategic asset. From here, U.S. and Philippine forces can monitor and respond rapidly to regional developments. This proximity changes the calculus, reducing response times and strengthening deterrence. The goal isn't conflict, but credible deterrence to maintain peace. U.S. presence complicates Beijing's planning and reassures allies. It strengthens the alliance network that underpins Indo-Pacific stability. This is about upholding a rules-based order and protecting vital global trade routes. If one nation controls these waters, it sets a dangerous precedent. The renewed presence at Subic Bay stands for international law and equal access. It's a commitment to free navigation for all nations. Subic Bay is now a linchpin in the effort to keep the Indo-Pacific open and secure. At Subic Bay, the human element drives the strategic shift. U.S. sailors and Filipino workers operate in sync, blending new technology with local expertise. This partnership means stronger defense for the Philippines and a reliable ally for the U.S. In workshops, U.S. technicians train Filipinos on advanced equipment, while Filipinos share their knowledge of the environment. This two-way exchange strengthens both forces. The economic impact is clear: jobs, contracts, and a boost for local businesses. The community sees real benefits, forging goodwill essential for long-term success. Joint training exercises are more frequent and complex, building trust and interoperability. U.S. and Filipino troops learn and adapt together, preparing for any crisis. This revitalized partnership is more than strategic, it's personal. The alliance is visible every day, built on shared experience and mutual respect. Subic Bay's revival is anchored in these human connections. Together, they're rebuilding the security foundation of the Indo-Pacific. Subic Bay's story is deeply tied to Philippine and American history. Once a Spanish outpost, it became a major U.S. naval base after the Spanish-American War. Its strategic harbor was vital in World War II and the Cold War, supporting U.S. operations across Asia. In 1991, Mount Pinatubo's eruption and a Senate vote ended the U.S. presence. The base transformed into a thriving commercial hub, symbolizing Filipino resilience. But strategic realities have brought the U.S. back, not to repeat the past, but to adapt for today. Geography hasn't changed, and the need for a strong regional defense remains. China's rise filled the power vacuum left in the 1990s. The US return is a new chapter, learning from history and facing modern threats. Subic Bay's legacy endures, now reshaped for a new era. The US return to Subic Bay is underpinned by the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA. This isn't a basing agreement, no permanent US bases but access to designated Philippine sites. All activities happen with Philippine consent, new facilities become Philippine property. EDCA is a partnership of equals, respecting sovereignty while enabling robust cooperation. Subic Bay is one of several EDCA sites, giving both nations strategic reach across the archipelago. The US gains access without the baggage of permanent bases, fulfilling treaty obligations efficiently. For the Philippines, EDCA is a force multiplier, modernizing its military and deterring aggression. US-funded projects and training help the Philippines defend its territory. Political challenges remain, but China's assertiveness has accelerated implementation. Subic Bay's renewed activity is the most visible sign of this commitment. EDCA enables the US to return as a trusted partner, not an occupier. This modern alliance is built for the challenges of the 21st century. Subic Bay's revival is a win for both the Philippines and the US. For the Philippines, enhanced security and a credible deterrent against China are immediate benefits. US presence allows the Philippine military to modernize and focus on defending its maritime borders. EDCA investments upgrade facilities and provide advanced training. The goal, a self-reliant, capable Philippine military. For the US, Subic Bay is a strategic game-changer, improving surveillance and response in the South China Sea. It reassures allies and demonstrates a real commitment to regional stability. Economically, the partnership creates jobs and stimulates local business. Using Philippine infrastructure is cost-effective for the US. This places, not bases, strategy achieves shared goals efficiently. Together, both nations are stronger, building a durable, mutually beneficial alliance. The return to Subic Bay brings risks as well as rewards. For the Philippines, hosting US forces could make it a target in any US-China conflict. Leaders are betting that deterrence outweighs the risk of escalation. Domestic opposition exists, with concerns about sovereignty and entanglement in US conflicts. Political shifts could alter the alliance's future. For the US, there's the risk of overextension and being drawn into disputes not directly its own. The alliance treaty is ironclad, but carries the risk of confrontation with a nuclear power. Managing China relations is crucial. Deterrence must be balanced with diplomacy. The buildup at Subic Bay must deter without provoking escalation. The path is challenging, but inaction could be far costlier. As the sun sets on Subic Bay, the USS Montgomery stands as a symbol of a renewed promise. Subic Bay, once a relic of the Cold War, is reborn as a critical anchor of regional stability. Its revival proves that shared values and interests can bridge history's divides. The future of Indo-Pacific security will be shaped by daily cooperation here, not grand speeches. Subic Bay is a platform for partnership, humanitarian action and deterrence. The alliance is the most effective counterweight to aggression. The challenges ahead are real, but the logic is clear. A secure Philippines is vital to a free Indo-Pacific. The return to Subic Bay is about adapting to new realities and building a future of respect and prosperity. As night falls, the lights of Subic Bay shine as a beacon of hope. This historic bay is ready to shape the future once again. Subic Bay stands as a sentinel over the Pacific, its story far from over. A new and vital chapter has just begun, with the region's future depending on its success.